I was a little late letting go of that last time.
Don't we play?
So this,
Yeah.
two beats. Two beats, you can hold it. All the half notes have to really be held, but the quarter notes can be not connected. So keep it down. Yeah.
Okay. So.
I would keep that down and walk to the pinky. Hold this. Bounce. That was good, holding right here. I want to start on this one, yes. Because the viola has a half note. Now, I think that we're gonna discover when we played Bach before. You know, it's been a while. You had the minuet in G minor in the other in book 3, but you had all those minuets in book 2. But you haven't had a lot of Bach. There was not a lot of Bach in the second book.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'd like us to think about when you're playing Baroque music, that when you have a rhythmic pattern sometimes, or sometimes it's a melodic pattern that repeats maybe in different parts or in different places, that you try to keep the same articulation. And that's, remember, on the harpsichord, you can't make louds or something. This was written for harpsichord. You can't make louds, crescendos and decrescendos. It's either just all loud, all soft, right? So by use of articulations, they could give it some movement, I guess you could call it, or it would vary the texture a little bit. So I don't know that anybody else does it this way, but I just personally like the way it sounds like. I think it separates the voices out better if you actually make some of them.
This.
Right. So you're gonna make making it. So you're gonna make all the quarter notes. You're gonna make that really not super short staccato. We're gonna make that portato. Do you remember that marking portato back in the other book? It looks like a staccato with a line underneath it.
Oh yeah, kind of. I thought that meant to make it louder.
So it just means you're going to play it not super short. That doesn't really sound Baroque-ish. I don't know if that's a word or not, but that's not really the style. I'd like to hear this. Okay, so there's actually one more portato there. Actually, Shanon, that was really nice. Can you hold this one? Watch my hand right here. So we hear the octave, and then you can let go of it and move. Yes, I think I'm used to try the 3. That's it. And then you just let go, and these don't have to be connected. I would use the fingering mark to. No sharps, no sharp. We had a sharp over here, but not here.
So.
Good. I really like that you connected those, but you didn't hold the long one out. Don't you think we should hold that one long enough so first they hear that there's a rest, and then we have 2 sounds, and then you lift. So you have 2 together. Except connect these. That's it. And then this is like what you had before, right? So very similar. And then there's something different at the end, but
I can figure
you can figure that out.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to just do the thing about separate starting the voices out for you.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I'm so glad. I like to think about it that way. I really think it like, no, let's hear something. Let's hear something.
Okay.
Because since you know.
the, like, hearing the different instruments.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Do you want to pick some while I'm writing down?
Let me hear the first movement.
Okay. Okay. Gavotte.
I do need the book. You need to leave it up there.
No.
Okay, I'll turn pages if you need it, but I didn't really think you needed it.
I'm playing it really fast.
You might slow it down.
Yeah, I do. That was really fast.
It was very energetic. Okay. to hear it all the way through.
Yeah.
How's your back?
It's okay. I need to remember to do
I
that.
noticed that you were doing some of this just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit, and it started to hurt. I was just like, oh yeah.
Yes, string right here, right? String
Yes,
right here.
string right there. My mom said that I could like put my shoulder blades together,
Mhm.
and that was like a really good hint to like
Yes,
really know what I'm doing.
yeah. But it's so good to hear you play.
Yeah,
Because the
I
last
love
several
playing.
weeks here, I've really heard you play. Okay, let's just talk about just a couple of things on the
Yes,
first page, okay?
yes.
So you had a tempo concern at the very beginning.
Yeah, and
So-
I felt like it was kind of like offbeat too. Like it was hard to find like.
Yes, so I think that's what I think it's to be so simple. We just need to just have it.
Practice.
Yes, just get a speed. You know, I marked up here 104, but I kind of
I
think
think
it
we
was.
got up to like
Yeah.
120 one time. We thought
Oh,
it
yeah.
was really
We're-
fast.
Yeah, we're not that there right now. But this is also in cut time.
Right.
But what I want to gauge this by for a second, I want to hear this part down here,
Okay.
at the triplets. And I'm just going to just tap in and see where you are with that, where your tempo is with that.
Okay. So
So that's 140. Let's just
I
say
can cut it
140.
down.
Okay. No, but I like that. If we can maintain that all the way through. So let's just think of that for a second. If we're going to make it cut time, we just cut that in half. So we'll cut it down to 7. So let's I think it's definitely time for us to think of more cut time. So let's just. Sometimes this doesn't know how to stop. Okay. And then we're going to switch it to 2-2.
okay.
See, this is too fast. Hang on a second. Let's me do one other thing here. Yeah. I think you can play it that fast. I don't think you need to play it that fast all the time.
Yeah, not
but
all
I
the
think
time.
I think that's a good performance speed. So let's just call it performance speed. Now, was there any place that you felt? Yes. I think it's because you're pausing and. Yeah. See, they didn't pause on that one. And if you'll notice how they have it written at the bottom of the page, they wrote it as a quintuplet, okay? It's
Okay.
5 on a beat.
Is that
Yeah,
better?
right. Let's check that with the metronome.
That sounded pretty down there.
Then you, this is the trickier one, right? We have to keep going. Yes. Let's just slow this down just a bit. It's not a lot slower. Is that better? Okay, so I'm gonna, let's scooch this over here. Let's, first of all, let's make that be quiet for a second. So
Okay.
that's 10 lower than we want, right? That's 10
Yeah.
beats per second lower than we would like to have it. But I think we also have it subdivided. So it'd be like 120.
I can practice it really
That's
slow.
probably not a bad idea, to just hear and say, is it going really smoothly? Is it very smooth through there? Making it really smooth. Okay, so let's, so I'd like for you to use your metronome on this. You want to use your metronome on this part here. And it measures 4 and 8. And start it very slowly at 60, okay, for the quarter note. Actually, it's 120 for the quarter note. But we're in cut time, okay?
The measure.
Oh, measure 4 and 8. And so it's just going to keep clicking at that slow speed. But in fact, let's see how slow that was. You just did it really slow a minute ago, didn't you?
Yeah, very.
Maybe we should do that with.
15.
Yeah, just don't try to make the metronome go that slow. Let's just do 50. Do you hear that pause? That's better. I'm gonna slow this down again.
Use metronomes on 4 through 8, so cut time.
Mm-hmm. So if you're doing cut time, you could start at 40 and move to 50, 60, and 70 is your goal. But I think it's also okay to do as you're trying to make sure it's smooth without the metronome. Dee da da dee da dee. Ba dee da 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 da, bum bee ba 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 bum. That's hard. We're not used to doing. We're not used to doing 5 on a beat. We're used to doing 4 on a beat. Dum dee da 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 dum, bum ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
It's going to take some concentration there. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. So those 2 places, and then how did we set how did we come up with that performance speed just then? What was the part? The triplets, because that's the fastest part.
Yeah.
So if you can handle that at 140, I'm not worried about your scales, because I think your scales are not.
Scales are pretty good.
Yeah, your scales are fine.
They're pretty strong.
Right. So I would still do the other part. I think you have to make sure that really matches that tempo. Is way over here at 109 and going into 110, because you've got. Let's see what that is again. Think about what I'm thinking about. That's the hard place is there.
Oh, yeah, that
At this faster speed, I'm going to suggest something. Yes,
part. Okay.
at this faster speed, I'm going to suggest at the slower speed that we can get that. But do you remember how we did the trills back over here in the minuet? Just 4. I think that would be less likely to get bogged down. I will tell you that is not one of the options at the bottom of the page. Yes.
How do you do the fingering then?
3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Let me watch it again. Right.
Okay,
Sometimes I have students who don't play this quite this fast, but I think see no point. I think it is, embrace our humanity. We really can't make it. We can't put it together. power to you, hon. Okay,
Okay.
70's really fast for that.
Yeah.
But
It's fun though.
I think that that's the answer for there. So it says C footnote for fingerings. What we're doing is we're doing this one.
Yeah.
Or you could just say, we're just doing this one with, oh, instead of two repetitions here, we're just doing da 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 da. Okay? I'm gonna underline that.
I think it'll be prettier too. 'Cause
I will tell you that when I was looking at the Mozart in book 6, that has a big opening trill, and what was written at the bottom of the page here was just practically impossible to do up to tempo. And I took it to Sheila, and she said, "Oh,
just kind of.
Horowitz doesn't do all those. He just does and she simplified it, and it fits exactly to what Alicia Della-Rocha, which is, I don't know if I've quoted that name to you before. She's like one of the best pianists of the 20th century, more strong woman pianist, tiny little thing. She could really play. And when I put her recording on the amazing slow downer, and she did exactly what Sheila said to do.
Wow.
She didn't play all those things that were at the bottom of the page in there, okay?
Wow.
Now, I think it's good to know those, but if you're really trying to play this up to tempo, I don't think you have time to
Do all those.
get all that out there and make it clear. And the trill is not the main idea. The trill is an ornament. You know, you've got a
Yeah.
Christmas tree, you've got different ornaments hanging on it. It's not
Yeah.
like you just have these box of ornaments. Well, isn't that pretty, you know? The tree's the main idea.
You
You
don't
know?
want the ornament to be too big,
Yeah.
so the tree falls
You want
over.
the ornament to not draw its attention to itself. You want it to be part of the melody.
Yes, yes.
It was so good to hear you play today.
Analogies. Okay.
Yes, let's take a about.
Okay.
Thank you, sweetie.